Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CredeCast, the returning edition of the CredeCast, which is every other edition of the CredeCast because I only do these like once a month. But I don't know. But anyway, I gotta get a theme song for this show. I'm telling you, I gotta really just get full back into this thing, the CredeCast and all that. Anyway, I am your host, the Supremacy, Everett Creed, and well, there's been a small change of plans for tonight. This is how it's going to go down. I'm going to explain once everything really starts to really fix in. Right now, I am being joined by J Joker Designs, a.k.a. J Joker 13, a.k.a. Ace Whistler. I am also joined by Cameron Jackson in the comment section. So this is how it's going to run down. Now, like I said on Twitter over and over again, really trying to plug this thing, I am supposed to be joined tonight by the Bad Reed, for many purposes, to see how what he expects in 2015 for BEW and all of Backyard Wrestling, what he expects in himself, and the whole rundown with Bad Reed and everything going on with his career, everything that has happened between him and Conor Agger, really just supposed to cover a lot of things, him being the target of a lot of younger superstars in Backyard Wrestling. I know a lot of you have heard about Cody Rex, hearing all about that kind of stuff, and definitely want to get the Bad Reed's opinions on it. However, the Bad Reed has yet to hit me up tonight. I told him last night that I wanted to see if we can get him onto the CredeCast tomorrow night, which is obviously right now. And he said, yeah, no problem, all that kind of stuff. Had a good talk. And tonight he's a little MIA. That's okay. I mean, we'll see what we can do. But we got a little bit of surprise for the fans, because I can promise you right now that we are not going to do this show unless there is a guest, and there will be a guest. And that is where the surprise comes in. So this is how it's going to run down. When the clock hits, let's see, it's 9:33 right now, my time. I got a comment saying the CredeCast is the Brock Lesnar of Backyard Wrestling podcasts. It only happens 4 times a year, lols. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my Facebook, because that is where the Bad Reed usually messages me now and then, and he hasn't even seen my previous message. This is what we're going to do. Clock strikes 9:45. When the clock hits 9:45, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have a guest from the audience, and that's going to be one of you guys. One of you guys is going to be randomly selected, and I'm going to send you a link either over Twitter, or if I have you on Facebook, I'll do it on Facebook. If not, I'll do it over Twitter. I'll DM you the link so no one else gets it, and you'll be here on the CredeCast. However, that is only if the Bad Reed does not show up. And I just got a text message, so this actually might be Reed. So, yeah, I might have just told you all that for nothing. Yeah, he hit me up. So forget about the question thing. So yeah, the whole randomly select. Man, he had bad time, and I got you guys hyped with the surprise. You thought one of you guys was going to be on here, and Bad Reed hits me up. Well, goddamn, he just put the freaking BNB stamp right on your motherfucking asses. My God, what a heel. What a heel. All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to send Bad Reed a link. Well, the saving grace is that we're going to have what we originally had planned. So let's send Mr. Reed here an invitation. Man, I really feel bad for you guys. I really do. I told you all that, and then the Bad Reed hits me up as soon as I'm done explaining the small surprise that would have been. That's a shame. Man, I feel bad for you guys. The Seth Maverick is here. He is the host of the BWE account. So, Seth, it's good to have you here. And Big Time Mike, a surprise. Get his light-skinned, rapping scrawny ass in there. I mean, I would have definitely got him in, but, who knows? Maybe we could get something to work out. But this is what I'm going to do here. I am going to send the invitation, and hopefully the Bad Reed will be with us shortly. So that's going to be how it goes down. I can see our viewers are starting to go up and up. I'm liking it. So, obviously, if you guys got any questions for me, whether it's concerning my career, my personal shit, I accept all kinds of questions. I don't care what it is. So, it could be about Backyard Wrestling, COD, WWE, personal whatever, you know. I mean, I've heard the most random questions, and if you don't believe me, check out Rolling with Strider episode 3. You'll hear some funny shit. But like I said, I mean, we're expecting the bad Reed here shortly, and I'm looking forward to having Reed on here because we have a lot of things to discuss. I mean, obviously, BEW has definitely been a major trend in 2014, so we're hoping it's the same in 2015 as well. They had one of the very first cross-brandings in backyard wrestling. Them and KBW got involved in quite the mix, and one of the biggest feuds of 2014 was the Bad Reed versus Cage, and everybody looks at Cage as, you know, the franchise of backyard wrestling. And usually when you think of the backyard wrestling franchise, or any franchise for that matter, it always gets that bad stereotype, and that's why I don't like. I kind of feel bad for Cage. Like, it's just like you get put as the stereotype of, oh, you're the goody two-shoe babyface, and, you know, everybody boos you, and, you know, it's just a shame that, you know, certain people had to create that image. John Cena, but still, I mean, I just don't feel it's right. Just because you're the franchise doesn't mean you got to get booed because you're actually a very good guy. I don't see that's cool, but. Nonetheless, I definitely am looking forward to having Reed on here, so that'll definitely be pretty good. I sent him a link, so he should be joining me shortly. Looking forward to all that. He's seen it at 9:36. It's 9:37, so yeah, he should be here any minute. Here we go. Let's see. Got some comments here. Oh, wow. We really, this place is there's only 4 of us. It was either going to be me, Cam, or Bold Cut over here. Actually, right now, let me see what I got here. I think I got 6. No, I got 7 viewers. This thing is going up pretty quick. I'm liking it. Support BYW. Yeah, this has definitely been a major trend. I would tell you guys to support BYW, you know, do the hashtag, but you guys have already beat me to the punch. Any viewers on YouTube, any fans that really don't have Twitter or anything like that, just support BYW, hashtag support BYW, BYW 2015, all that stuff. Support my logos, goddammit, BYW, J Joker Designs. Wait, what the hell? Seth Maverick, gotta go. Good night, LOL, but for real, I gotta go to bed. I will watch when I get upstairs on my laptop. All right, that's all right. Just finished CCW's new logo and Twitter picture. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Christian Championship Wrestling definitely needs some new logos as far as their brand goes, because I love the fact that they're doing the black, white, and yellow, but I feel like they got to, you know, just step it up a little bit with the logo. So I'm looking forward to seeing CCW's logo because they definitely have a lot of talented superstars on their show. I mean, they got Joe Cool, JC Brown, Party Boy, Joseph Everhart, just a lot of talented people. Drew Hood. You know, the list goes on, and then they're actually going to be merging and cross-branding with APW. And I got to be honest, I'm not really the biggest of the full-time watchers of backyard wrestling, and that's not even because I'm not a fan. I mean, I am a fan of backyard wrestling and all that. I just got a lot of stuff going on personally. I got to help my parents out with some things, and then I got to do this, that. I got to help out Ange with her stuff, and then just a whole bunch of stuff, mainly UWE. You know, I got to figure out all that kind of stuff. Actually, I got to help Whistler. I got to make a song. I've been kind of falling behind with that. I've been supposed to make this song for him like 2 weeks ago, so I got to figure out all that. Yeah, and then the main issue now is that we're trying to figure out when we're supposed to have our next show. We just went down and view. Oh, right, Seth Maverick. Yeah, Seth Maverick had to go to his bed. But any moment we should get Reed in here. And if he comes a little bit late, I'm not going to not allow Reed on this show, but I will be possibly getting somebody else on here. You know, maybe we'll do a 3 thing. It'll be pretty cool. See who we can get. I know Big Time Mike, he definitely, retweeted my information about the CredeCast tonight, so I got to give a thank you to Big Time Mike. You know, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can get something going on here. Let's see. It's now black, silver, and gold, CCW's colors. That's awesome. You know, definitely looking forward to that. And this is actually, I thought the delay was a lot further behind. I thought I would be just talking about, cross-branding by the time, you guys are catching up to this. But, it's definitely, I'm definitely liking it. We're going down a little bit down on the viewers. So I think we're going to keep, this is what we're going to do. I'm not going to do 9:45, but if it hits 9:50 and Reed's not here, I mean, Reed's still going to be on here regardless, but I'm going to bring somebody in from the audience or somebody on Twitter or somebody that's available. And I'm not going to try to do anybody that I usually get on here, so, you know, because I don't want it to be a little cliche, but definitely want to get somebody new, somebody upcoming, just somebody brand fresh, all that kind of stuff. So let's see what we can get going here. I know NXT, they finished their thing earlier tonight. I'm not really going to mention about NXT because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't too impressed with the results of this show. I feel like everybody's making a big deal about it. Meanwhile, it's just too predictable. The only thing, I mean, actually, you know what? I'll talk about this one small topic, and then I'm just going to drop it with just NXT in total. And that's pretty much, I got to say, whoever wrote the idea that they should just have Baron Corbin beat Bull Dempsey fair and fair one-on-one in this random NXT match, yeah, fuck you. Because you just pretty much put Bull Dempsey down the toilet. And I love how everybody's trying to get on the Baron Corbin train, but you just pretty much killed Bull Dempsey's career. And the only thing you could do to save his goddamn career is put him in the Royal Rumble. Have him be the NXT guy in the Royal Rumble. I am doing a podcast. Thank you very much. Here you go. Don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me. So anyway, like I said, everybody's gonna be you know, talking about that right now. Me taking my pills. You know, you guys can really create quite a trend with that hashtag drugs like Creed or you know some shit like that. You know, get something going there. But oh, there it is. There it is. Yep, I'm watching it on YouTube, and I just took the medication. Damn, I'm not too. You guys are not too far behind. So yeah, I think this is kind of running a little bit slow here. I think I'm just gonna get somebody in here at 9:45 because this is getting a little ridiculous. I know I'm a little bit ahead. I think I'm like 2 minutes ahead of you guys. So around 9:47, you know, if I'm talking, expect someone from the audience because we got to get somebody in here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get somebody in here. All right, I think I got my my surprise. So let's see here. Let's see. Come on. Massage. CredeCast link if you want to join. Send. All right. So I just sent the surprise to whoever it is, and hopefully he or she will be joining me momentarily. So one way or another, we are going to be having a guest here tonight. And if that person doesn't get back to me, well, then we're just going to have to go with plan C and call up Brock because, you know, this is just not working in my favor. But if that doesn't work, I might just go on a freaking rant. I mean, I might just drop one of these pipe bombs. I don't get it. Everybody's dropping shoots all of a sudden. I don't understand. Like, everybody's doing this whole thing, you know, support BYW and hashtag support BYW for BYW 2015, all this support shit. And I get that. That's cool. But then on the other hand, and on the cold side of the pillow, you got people doing rants on one another. I don't get it. Are you supposed to support BYW or are you supposed to, like, bring down the other people in BYW? Like, you know, make up your mind, guys. Like, you know, you got a lot of people just talking behind others' backs, and it's just like, I understand you're trying to make a name for yourself as a character, but if you're going to make a name for yourself as a character, do it to their face. Do it online. Do it on YouTube. Make it a show. I don't understand why people got to be, you know, all private and stuff behind people's backs. It's just not cool. But I know a lot of people have been doing shoots, and it's been really the big thing going around here. I mean, I didn't have a shoot, but I had quite a little bit of an outburst on a certain contract signing, and you know, apparently I am tired of all these. I don't even know how to put it. Dimwits, you know. I don't know. Cam does the best impersonation, because I did the censor bleep. All right, bang bang shoot rant promo. You know what? I don't know. It actually might happen. I'm really actually. It already kind of is in a little bit. I mean, I don't get it. Like, everybody's trying to do this thing like a shoot. I don't get it about the new internet wrestling community. There's no such thing as the promo anymore. There's no such thing as the vignette anymore. It's either you're wrestling or you're cutting a shoot and you're breaking the fourth wall. And that's why I kind of told Cam, like, ease it on the fourth wall. And it's not his fault. It's not really Cam's fault. It's just that everybody is breaking the fourth wall now. And it's not only people outside the UWE. There's people inside the UWE that are breaking the fourth wall. And it's just getting to the point where it's ridiculous now. Now it's just like, all right, come on. You know, like, this is still a show. You know, like, this isn't real life. And I understand once in a blue moon you want to, you know, have a little bit of a shoot going on here. But even in the pros, like, even Cesaro did that stupid little thing where he was trying to be CM Punk and saying, like, you know, oh, yeah, I'm, you know, getting degraded by the writing team. Like, you know, I haven't heard that one before. Hell, even Punk wasn't even the first one to do that. Fucking Jericho was, you know, doing that and doing it well. So if I hear people saying, oh, yeah, the writers and the writing team and creative just keeps me down, you know, that's you pretty much saying wrestling's fake. So kudos, you know, just shut the fuck up. Like, really, it's just getting annoying. All right. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie. You know, Cameron puts it was my gimmick first. That's the thing, though. That's the difference, Cam. It was actually, for you, it was a gimmick. And it wasn't like, oh, yeah, you know, you don't see Cameron Jackson. I'm not trying to be a kissist, but you don't see Cameron Jackson coming out saying, you know, the writing team is trying to bring me down. And, you know, that's why I made CJE, because management was, you know, against me and all that. And, you know, they had me lose every match, like, you know, like it was pre-planned. Once you tell people it's pre-planned, you're pretty much spitting in their face, okay, we write this shit and it's fake. And that's ridiculous. The way Cam broke the fourth wall, if you look back in the earlier days of the UWE, whether you're looking at Flirting with Fire or the premiere, whatever, you know, that to me was a little bit more entertaining, because that's breaking the fourth wall with a sense of humor. And that's fine. I don't mind a little sense of humor there. That's where it's okay. But I just don't like when people break the fourth wall every single time they cut a promo. It's just, it gets ridiculous. The two things that really turn me off with promos, breaking the fourth wall over and over and over again, and swearing. That's the other one. F-bomb after F-bomb. You know, I'm the best in the fucking world, and, you know, he doesn't stand a fucking chance. Fuck them, fuck that, fuck them, fuck. It's just like you're taking all the creativity out of promo. And instead of being this unique character, you know, it's kind of like you're taking Ric Flair's woo and replacing it with fuck. I mean, can you imagine if Ric Flair used fuck instead of woo? To take a minute here and just realize how bad that would have been. Mean Gene, fuck! You know, like, no, it doesn't work. Like, because if you really think about the origins of woo, and you know, I mean, it's really a space filler. That was what woo was. When Ric Flair could not think of his words, he said woo instead of an awkward pause. So instead of, let's say I'm cutting, or Ric Flair is cutting a promo, and he's saying, you know, and Dusty Rhodes, I'm going to put him in the figure 4 leg lock, and he's going to tap out, and the nature boy is going to be styling and profit. No, it doesn't work. So instead it's the nature boy is going to put Dusty Rhodes woo into that figure 4. That works. That's what makes it. So use something that's completely, because honestly, who said woo in 1987 or whenever Ric Flair was really making it big time in the Four Horsemen? I don't think anybody has. Woo? No. People were saying shit like that's fly in the 1980s, you know? Deadly efficient. You know, what the hell? Shout out to Grell over here, you know. God damn. But, yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting anybody here. Maria Excellence just joined us. I really just can. Oh, man, this is just not working out for me today now, isn't it? I'm just trying here. I'm trying, guys. Oh, never mind. All right, we got a guest coming soon. All right. So one way or another, I apologize. I really do. I mean, I know there's been a lot of confusion about a guest being on here, and I've been trying to get somebody on here, and the both the original and the surprise guest for the CredeCast told me that they will be on shortly. So we're going to see exactly when that's going to be. I know the viewers have been flopping back and forth. I think people are refreshing, all that kind of stuff. So if you got any questions for as far as UWE goes, anything like that, I could definitely update you with the latest. Let's see. I know the last thing I wrote was last thing I saw was it was my gimmick from Cameron. Maria Excellence, let's break down the walls. See it makes sense in Jericho's entrance theme. Yeah, it does. That's actually it's actually a good point. Let's see. Breaking the fourth wall is supposed to be a very rare thing to do. Exactly. It's supposed to be very rare. That's why it was special for CM Punk. CM Punk is not the first one to break the fourth wall. Actually, come to think of it, I think the first person to break the fourth wall was Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Click. The whole curtain call incident. That was the very first time they broke the fourth wall, and it almost cost Triple H's career because they were not going to put Shawn Michaels down. He was the champion at the time. Razor and Diesel were going to WCW. They were working for Turner in Atlanta, so you couldn't punish them, so it all went down to Hunter, and he took the brunt of it. But then again, you know what? Where would Triple H be if it wasn't for that situation? So, yeah, the fourth wall breaking, as far as I'm concerned, not even every now and then, I feel like the more time separated between the two, and then all of a sudden, out of the blink of nowhere, you break the fourth wall, it's like, holy shit. If I'm thinking to myself, the best, and another thing is the originality of breaking the fourth wall. Because when people say, oh, yeah, I'm being pushed down by management, and, I can do anything I can in this ring, and I am just amazing and the best at what I do. And when someone steps in between these four ropes, I am the best at it in wrestling and shit. Like, come on, that's old news. Like, how many times have I heard that? People like being unoriginal, Cesaro. It just gets so annoying. Like, it's just like, come on. The best way to break the fourth wall in backyard wrestling was in June of 2014. It was almost like 6, 7, 8 months ago. It was when Jason Walker burned a picture of Drew Hurt's girlfriend. And the best part was not even the burning the picture, because I felt like that went with the storyline. The ultimate way of how he broke the fourth wall was spoiling a Drew Hood match before it went out. Like, that shit was great. I'm like, oh shit, like, this guy really just put himself on the map. And you know what? A lot of people were giving him heat. Meanwhile, I was thinking, this guy is a badass. He just really, that's when Jason Walker really caught my attention. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy's badass. Let's see here. How would Jay Joker puts, how would a woodchuck chuck wood? Wait, hold on. This doesn't sound good. How much wood would a chuck? Wait, this is a real tongue twister. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if Chuck Palumbo could chuck wood? He'll chuck a motorcycle at you. God damn. Punk wasn't, but it had been such a long time since Jericho did it. Same with how long Jericho did it after the Click. Exactly. Bo Dallas stole my gimmick. Bo Dallas, this is how I'm going to say it, Seth. If Bo Dallas stole your gimmick, that means you had that gimmick first. And if you had that gimmick, you really suck. Because Bo Dallas's gimmick sucks ass. Another thing I don't stand, and I love how Backyard Wrestling doesn't do it, but I don't understand Vince's theory of, okay, well, if they're going to hate on John Cena because he's a goody two-shoe, maybe I can base a heel off of a goody two-shoe and make this goody two-shoe a heel, and people will boo him. There's two different types of boos. There's people that you love to hate, and there's people that you just don't even want to be there. There's a big difference. People that you love to hate would be the likes of none other than CM Punk. Let's see. I'm trying to think of somebody a little bit more modern. Brock Lesnar, The Miz, Damian Mizdow, Bray Wyatt, all those guys. If you're going to talk backyard wrestling, Jason Walker, TJ Sakara, Lips, myself, those are guys you just love to hate. Where people like Alberto Del Rio and Bo Dallas, you don't boo them because you love to boo. No, you're booing them because you don't even want to see them and you want them off of your television screen. That's why you boo them, because they suck. So, let's see what happens here. Bo Dallas sucks, but hashtag Winnipeg Warrior. Well, I don't think anybody boos him. I mean, he's really becoming a fan favorite to the point where eventually I'm going to have to use him. And the Winnipeg Warrior will be used within, good time. I mean, the only problem with the Winnipeg Warrior that I got to figure out is his attire. And it's not even his attire as far as design. It's just the fact that it's like 25 degrees or less here in Long Island on the East Coast. So I definitely got to pack in some Under Armour. So I know red and white are Canadian colors, but you might be seeing a little black Under Armour under there too, because Winnipeg Warrior can't freeze, and there's only so much of Canada he can handle. So with that being said, let's see what we can do here. But my gimmick doesn't suck. Well, that's a matter of opinion, Seth. Anyway, you know what? Since we haven't really been getting anybody in here lately, I'm just going to let you guys know the latest as far as UWE. We are supposed to record our next edition of UWE Lockdown, and like I said in a previous, I don't know if it was a live stream update or if it was the backyard, the UWE award show. I think it was. I think I mentioned on the UWE award show what was going on. So what we're going to do is that I am going to try my best. Now, the only problem is that, well, let me explain. The next time I want to record is January 25th. That day sounds a little bit familiar because it's the same night as the Royal Rumble and the Pro Bowl. Because there is no way in hell that I'm going to be able to record this Sunday, because this Sunday we got the NFC Championship game, which is the Seahawks and the Packers. And my dad is a big-time, diehard Packer fan, so I'm sure he's not going to want any interruptions. So that's the bad news there. Now, the Pro Bowl is the next week, so obviously I would try to, no one's going to be watching the Pro Bowl, no one's going to be watching the Pro Bowl over the UWE, so we're going to record Broken Glory. Now, depending on how many people show up, I got to see how we're going to pull it off. But either we're going to be recording 2 lockdowns or 1 lockdown in the CPV, which is Broken Glory. We got to figure it out, and we got to see what's going on. Let's see. BCWN Williams. Mark Williams just retweeted me. He's actually back in the mix now, Mark Williams. So, I guess he's saying he got sick and all that. So definitely hope Mark Williams gets a lot better and all that. Hopefully, we can do something there. Let's see now. Screw you, Creed. The show where Creed buries Seth. Oh, that'd actually be an interesting show. Nonetheless, I mean, obviously the only problem with recording on the 25th is the fact that I have college on the 26th. That's the day I go back. And it's going to be a pain in the ass and all that crap. But, we're going to see what we can do, because we definitely got to get a show in. And we got to do our best. Like I said, I would definitely have tried to do it this weekend. But it's just, it's not going to be easy. I mean, the only way I can imagine it working out is I would have to do the show. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. You guys are actually going to be in for a little impromptu treat. I got to check the weather. Because if the weather is good for this Saturday, then we may be able to record. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's going to work. Sunday, it's actually going to rain, so either way, we couldn't do it. But Saturday, it is sunny, but it's 28 degrees out. So I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. But we're going to see, and we're going to try our best. I know we've been falling rapidly behind ever since Hell's Vacancy and all that, and I gotta get a new pair of lips tights because the old one's ripped, as you can see in Hell's Vacancy, right on my crotch. So we got to figure out, a new attire for the lips. Not even a new attire. I just got to get the same tights again and all that. But it's just all that, and then it's just been very difficult to really run with this. But let's see. Royal Rumble. At least my podcasts have guests. Well, at least mine do too, but here's the problem, Seth. With all due respect, my guests have a little bit more of a higher profile, even though they're not here. But nonetheless, I know you guys got a lot of uprising superstars, so yeah, I'll give you credit for that. And I would have had a guest, but we'll figure all that out eventually. So let's see. Now back to Maria. Well, this is a weekday, and you do yours on weekends. That's true. All right, here we go. I think I lagged here. Hold on a second. There we go. Now, like I was saying, oh, wait a minute. I think I just got joined by a guest here. Yes, I have. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest for this week's edition of the CredeCast, Big Time Mike. It is so good to have you here on the CredeCast.
Hold on. I think my microphone's not working. 1 second.
No, you're good, man. I can hear you loud.
Oh, good.
I can hear you loud and clear.
The greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. The greatest man to ever walk that horizon, if you didn't know. Big Time Mike, the trash talking, comma, ankle breaking, comma, greatest man to ever enter an arena. And I am just so glad to be here on the CredeCast. I'm super excited. Sorry I'm late, folks, but man, you got to fill me in. What you've been talking about, I've been doing some big time trivia on Twitter. Cameron Jackson is a beast when it comes to trivia. Mark Williams even got him a point in there. Good God Almighty, I'm just running out of questions here.
It is great to have you, man. It is an honor to have you on the CredeCast. All right, now let's see. We've been talking about some random stuff about UWE and stuff like that, but man, it is good to have you on the CredeCast. And what have you been up to lately?
Oh man, it's just college, man. I just started back like last week, and I don't know if you caught my video, but I had a little run-in with my teacher or my professor today, so it's just been a lot of stuff. I've been dealing with KBW stuff has been kind of on and off because Kay just went back to college, so it's just been a lot of things. I've been trying to grow. I'm trying to grow out a beard too because I want to get a new look for 2015. But you know, just being big time, man. It's hard to be big time, but you know what? There's only one man that can do it, and that man is sitting right here in front of this camera. Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena, and don't you people forget it out there, especially you, Seth Maverick, with your bowl cut. Remember what I told you, son?
That's awesome, man. I mean, I got to admit, the very first Backyard Wrestling League I checked out on YouTube outside. Well, actually, technically, the first was High Voltage, and my God, they sucked. They had some pretty crappy guys. But the real legitimate first BYW promotion that I saw outside the UWE was KBW, and you could even ask Cameron because I was downstairs in the apartment at the time, and the two people that really caught my eye was the Bulldozer and yourself, Big Time Mike. And it's just because this day and age, it's so hard to find people that have really, really talented mic skills, and that's just something that is such a rare, dying breed in nowadays backyard wrestling, and it feels good to finally have someone I can relate to. I'm
gonna be honest with you. A lot of that when I did the Wake Up BYW video, it wasn't a shoot. It wasn't meant to be a shoot. Yeah, there's great wrestling involved in making a good show, but man, if you don't have entertainment, if you don't captivate the audience, if you don't give the audience a reason to be drawn in, then what's the point of them even watching? If I don't have a reason to be emotionally involved in a match, why do I need to watch it? I don't want to sit here and watch a headlock. I don't want to watch Superstar Billy Graham and Bruno go at it for 15 minutes. It's 2015, people.
God damn, those guys. Well, I know Superstar Billy Graham was inducted into the Hall of Fame by Triple H. If you ever noticed, Triple H loves to put his ass into inducted people in the Hall of Fame. Like, what did him and Superstar Billy Graham have in common? Like, absolutely nothing. Nothing in common.
Hey, that's what happens when you marry the boss's daughter. So
absolutely,
what it is.
You get that in you. Now let's see, because I'm sure the comments are blowing up ever since you arrived. Okay, he shouldn't have did it tonight. Then it's his podcast. Well, that was Maverick, and then because Maverick was saying like at least my podcast have guests and all that. And then right when he says that, bam, you show up, and I'm just like, that's perfect.
And it wasn't like a jab at Seth Maverick. I just watched this. I had a break in between classes today, and I was watching his little show he did, and I'm telling you, he sat there for 2 minutes.
Yep.
Dead air. And it's just like, man, come on. If you want to do this, I think Jason Walker said something about this on Twitter. He said he wanted to add a little bit more professionalism to backyard wrestling, make it more relevant. And I totally agree with him because, I mean, the days of being down here is over for me and over for backyard wrestling, in my opinion. Hell, I cut a promo on my public speaking teacher today. I got kicked out. But I don't care.
That's awesome, man.
I don't.
That is awesome. Man, I remember one time in college I took, what was it? I think it's the same thing, Fundamentals of Speech. And they're like, oh, yeah, you got to do a promo, not a promo, you got to do a speech off of, like a famous speech over something. And it was 2 projects, 1 for each half of the semester. First time I did, like, because I didn't know how lenient, I should say, how lenient they were going to be with it. So the first one I did was Bane, because that was what was big back then with the whole, when Bane talked like this and all that. So, I did one of his things from the movie. And then the second one of my buddies says, oh, dude, you should do the CM Punk thing, the CM Punk rant. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I asked the professor, says, yeah, do it. So the best part is that I go into the goddamn room, and they're like, and I'm wearing the CM Punk shirt too, right? And I was rocking. I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all the way out. And I said, I went to the professor. He's like, Everett, you ready? I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And there's like a podium. Like, you actually have a podium where you're supposed to speak. And I'm like, I'm letting you know that I'm not going to be doing this on the podium. And he says, well, because this is what the real person who did the speech did. She's like, do your thing. I literally get on the motherfucking desk of the professor. Like, I get on his motherfucking desk. I go on his desk. I sit Indian style on his desk. And I'm like, John Cena, when I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE champ, and the whole classroom just blew up, man. It was awesome. And the best part is that when I said maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead and is idiotic, the teacher's like, all right, you've been on a little long. We got to cut you off. And I'm like, oh, my God, that's perfect. And everybody was pissed. They're like, they should have let you go on longer. I'm like, dude, did you not hear the promo? Like, he actually got cut off, like just like how I did.
Is that actually when they cut his mic off? I think that is, isn't it?
It made it that much bigger.
Yeah. I think you should have kicked the podium down and sat Indian style. Should have been like, do I have everyone's attention now?
Yeah, right. I have the balls to say things that no one else has the balls to say. We got actually a thing from Mr. J. Joker. Mr. Big Time Mike, sir, I may have a trivia question for you. Let's see. All right, well, ask away, J. Joker. Like, Maria puts KBW, I like them, but when will the first episode of the new season go up on YouTube?
I mean, I can't give you a definite time or answer. If there's one person you want to ask Cage, because he holds the key to all this. I can put promos and promote it all I want, but until he puts it on there, my hands are tied. I can't do anything, and it kind of not really ticks me off, but I take this seriously because I want this to be my profession. Hopefully, make it to a profession. Maybe I don't think you could ever market Big Time Mike in 2020 or 2022, whatever. If I ever make it, but I mean, I just take it. Sometimes I take it too seriously, but I just think he should take it a little bit more serious than he does. And I know he's on the Indies and he's doing this thing, and I'm happy for him. But I think he said he was going to do it. He put up all this hype for it. I tried to hype it up, but he hasn't done anything for it yet. So just to answer your question, I don't know when it's going to be, but he said he's going to do it, and I respect his word, so I know he's going to do it. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to break his ankle and talk trash while I do it. But
there you go. That's awesome, man. Now, obviously, one of the biggest trends with your career is, believe it or not, the biggest, the most innovative thing you've done is bring talk shows into backyard wrestling, and the Big Time Talk Show is definitely one of the biggest things that has happened in not only KBW but in BYW in general. So I have to ask, what was your favorite experience, and more likely your favorite guest on the Big Time Talk Show?
My favorite guest on the Big Time Talk Show? My favorite guest on I haven't had that many guests. I've usually used it to rip people a new asshole, which is. But my favorite guest so far, I want to have Cameron Jackson. I'd like to have you on there. But my favorite guest so far would have to be before I put the Dream on there, because I know the Dream's not that good on the camera. I wanted to give him a shot because he wanted to try it again. But it's when AK and I did it on an official KBW episode, that was by far one of my favorites of all time. We actually had to do 2 cuts of the talk show because when he started talking about Flash, and there's no disrespect to her, I'm telling you, I almost pissed on myself. I had to leave. It was horrible.
Oh man, I remember when he was like blowing up on Flash, and I'm like, goddamn, like it shows how big fans can be in backyard wrestling. Like I feel like Flash was like the first kind of major trend. Now Maria Excellence is now the and notice how the fans always relate to the common ground. They're all females, and it's just somehow in some way, you would think, when you think of females, you think like, all right, they're just in it because, like, oh, why do I watch WWE? Because Randy Orton or John Cena has nice bodies and shit like that. Normal, typical, like, blonde women say. But they're just really, like, into it and in-depth with the characters. And it's just, like, in some ways more than the actual guy fans are. And it's just, like, so funny.
I don't know if it's, I mean, I know wrestling had a big impact on my life. And it just amazes me each and every day. Like, Maria, she is a diehard CJE fan. She is CJE till the day she dies. I don't think she'll ever turn her back on the CJE. She is just a diehard fan. I don't see many pro wrestling, like actual pro fans like that. She is just diehard. Yeah. And I'm really impressed with the way she just follows it. She follows everything. She doesn't just follow Cameron. She follows everybody, and that to me is the mark of a true fan. And
absolutely, I feel absolutely the same. Let's see. You wanted to do the whole bull campaign, then his mic went off. Oh, yeah, you want to do the whole bully campaign, and then his mic went off. That was the CM Punk rant. Whistler does, Jay Joker put the trivia question up. This former wrestling announcer is known as the voice of Ted Turner's WCW, but, however, he was once a commentator for Turner's competition, the WWF. Who is this person?
Well, I don't want to say it's Jumpin' Jim Ross because I don't think he was actually the voice of WCW. And if you wouldn't have said former WWE announcer, I would have said Mike Tenay, but I didn't. I'm going to hold on that. I'm going to hold on that.
Yeah, no, but Mike Tenay just I think he's out of TNA, right?
Yeah, I think Josh Matthews took his place.
Yeah, Josh Matthews does it with Taz. Believe it or not, I actually like Mike Tenay in TNA. He was actually pretty good. But I actually do know the answer to this one, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's actually a good answer. I never really, I totally forgot that he actually did some time with the WWF. Maria Excellence put, wait, what about me? Question mark. And then this is best. Maria Excellence puts, wait, what about me? And Jay Joker right after it, what about Raven? So that, oh man, that's great. But I mean, do you actually know the answer to that one? The commentator question?
I'm kind of drawing a blank here, but if someone could enlighten me on the answer, it'd be nice because I need to put this in the file cabinet for later.
Yeah, right. I believe now, I could be wrong, but I mean, obviously you could think Bobby Heenan. That's the obvious answer. But if I think the answer that Whistler is looking for is also my old man, my dad's favorite play-by-play commentator of wrestling, and that would be Tony Schiavone.
Oh yeah.
That was I remember because he did the 1990 Royal Rumble, and then he went over to Atlanta to work with Turner. So, the whole thing with that. Mike Tenay's still in TNA, but he's not on the commentary team. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Now, I'm going to ask, what was, like, really the thing that got you into backyard wrestling in the first place?
Well, I've always been a big wrestling fan my whole life. I played football in high school, and I used to get talked down to for being a wrestling fan because I was an offensive lineman. So when I used to make a block, I had water in my mouth, or I'd go and get water, I'd shoot it up like Triple H, or I'd tell someone to suck it, or whatever. And so, but I always, me and my friends used to always wrestle over here in Mobile, and we never recorded, and we recorded some stuff on the phone when I was in like the 8th grade, and then that was it. We didn't do any more. But then my senior year, I lived in Daphne, Alabama, which is like 45 minutes away from where I graduated from. And I went there from my 1st grade year to my 11th grade year, and then but summer before my senior year, my mother married a guy, and we moved all the way over to Mobile, and it was a little town called Centronelle, and just by happenstance, I spent my senior year there, and I just happened to meet KJ, Cage, and AK, and we met up and did KBW, and the rest is just history. So, I mean, backyard wrestling, I've always wanted to do backyard wrestling. as a child, but I never really had the resources to do it. But I mean, backyard wrestling, man, it helps take everything off my mind. If I go and cut a promo, when I'm driving home from college, I cut a promo on a car. If a car passes me, I just rip it to shreds. You know, I just
That's awesome, man.
I love wrestling. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, wrestling's in my blood. I mean, I love wrestling. I can watch it. That's all I do. I do other things, but my girlfriend gets annoyed with me because that's all I want to do is go watch wrestling. She wants to go see a movie. I'm like, no, I got stuff. We got stuff to watch on the network, you know.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. That's, you know, and soon, you know, it adapts and it works out, and it's just, that's how it is. Like, you know, you just got to accept everybody else, you know, especially, you know, relationship. You got to accept their qualities. And if I'm not gonna lie, if someone can't accept me for liking wrestling, yeah, you know, there's the door, you know, like. But the best thing about wrestling for me is not even the matches for my kid. Like, I always love doing the promos. Like, it's just always a big plus in my career. Like, I just enjoyed it, and I feel like, you know, if anybody can relate to that, I mean, it's three people really, and it's myself, you, and Cameron. I feel like those are the main three that really kind of put promo, almost like we put our promo work even further than our in-ring work, because that's how you know the character. It's not, you know, it's not the song, it's the singer. You know, it's kind of like one of those. You know, it's anybody can sing "We Are the anyone could sing Bohemian Rhapsody, but no one's gonna sing it as good as Freddie Mercury. So, you know, that's how I say it. And you know, as far as being like, and I get it. Like, there's a lot of people that do talk trash good, especially, you know, back in the '90s. But there's just like nobody in backyard wrestling. Like, when I think of like original characters, you know, yours instantly comes to mind because it's just something different, and it's something we're just, you know, not necessarily that we're not used to. It's something we haven't seen in a long time, and it's good to see it again. You know,
I mean, when I think about promos and what I think what actually, I know this is kind of off the subject, but it kind of relates to it. Whenever I think what I like to mirror, if you go back and you watch the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes back in the old WCW. And you hear him talking about whining and dining with kings and queens, and you hear him just rhyming, and I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you what, you hear that crowd in the background, they are going insane. Dusty Rhodes is as round as he is tall. He can't wrestle worth a thing. But when he gets to dancing around in those polka dot tights and starts dropping them bionic elbows, people just go insane. I mean, it's crazy. Ric Flair. I mean, he was a good wrestler, but I mean, Who doesn't remember whenever Ric Flair just goes insane, rips off his jacket, starts running the ropes, dropping elbows on it, hitting himself, and it's just amazing. That kind of stuff is what I strive to do. If I don't care if I lose every single match, if I don't go over, that's fine with me. But if you give me if you even give me 2 minutes, a minute and a half, 30 seconds to cut a promo, I promise you it's going to be the best promo you've ever heard up until this point, because I just love promos. I think that makes or breaks a show. Three things make or break a show: your promos, your commentary, and your entrances make a show. You can have the shittiest wrestling ever.
Stole every single three things that I would say: commentary, promos, and entrance. That is the exact same. I literally had it on the tip of my tongue, and then one after the other, and like, goddamn, you know, talk about great minds think alike, right? I mean, you know, that's exactly what it is. I mean, that's just how it runs. Now. Let's see. I mean, let's see if we have any questions here, because I definitely have a question of my own. Let's see. SummerSlam '89 and Rumble '90. Yeah, Tony Schiavone was. Let's see. Seth Maverick is heading out, and
bowl cut, Seth.
Yeah, right. Bowl cut Revolution. That thing is gonna make his career. Like, you know, it's kind of like. It's the cats on Tyson Kidd's kick pads. Like, that's his cats on his kick pads. Is the friggin'
Seth, I just put you over, son. If you don't go anywhere, it's your fault. I just put you over, so just.
Yep. You put him on top of the ladder, so he's got to be a real idiot to not grab the briefcase. You know, it's like you either grab the briefcase or you fucking fall and bust your face. That's really about it.
Don't be like Seth Rollins.
Right.
I couldn't even, it made me sick to my stomach.
Everybody blows up about this guy, and I don't see what's so good about him. Like, I hear him talk, and I feel like he's having an asthma attack. Like, you know, I am the future of this company. Like every single week. Come on, John. Like, it's just like over and over again. It's just like, oh my God. Like, you know.
I don't see the point in having him in the WWE Championship match if he has the briefcase. To me, I wouldn't book that. That just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. It doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm no expert booker, but I wouldn't know. I would not do that. That's just no.
Yeah, definitely not. I definitely got to ask you now, out of all the people you have faced in KBW, who is the one person that you have enjoyed working with the most in the ring? In the ring.
Well, this final season, I got to work a lot with Cage, and I got to work a lot with AK. But by far, that's the most that I've been showed on KBW Network or whatever, KBW Video, is the Bama Kid has been by far one of my favorites to work with. Which, I mean, everybody knows who it is, so I'm just not even gonna go into that. But we all know who that is. But Bama Kid, he knows how to tell a story. He knows how to move, and even on a trampoline, he can just move, and he can make your moves look like $1 million. I mean, and if you give it to him, he'll give it back to you. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
If you want to put him through a table, if he puts you through a table, he'll let you put him. I mean, you just give back and forth the same amount. He's not selfish. He doesn't mind losing, putting you over. He doesn't. He's just a great guy. He's a great competitor, great in the ring. He's pretty much a total package. And they got a lot planned for him but this final season we have a lot planned for him if it ever makes air. But he's a great guy, good competitor.
Bama Kid, definitely. I remember watching like a lot of matches that he's had. I've seen him work with Hazard. I've seen him work in the Rumble matches, and it's just a lot of things that I see in the Bama Kid that, like, I kind of wish I saw more in the current regime of the pros. And it's sad that we got people in backyard wrestling that are having better characters, telling much better stories in their wrestling matches than the pros do. And it's just kind of like, it makes me feel good that we're stepping up our game, but then why are we even tuning into Monday nights? Like, it's just kind of like,
I mean, it's just like I put on Twitter. You have 20-plus writers and an endless budget, and you come up with this crap on TV.
Meanwhile, we're writing miracles with...
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the people make, I mean, your wrestlers make millions and hundred thousands of dollars, and you come up with crap. I mean, I don't want to see Cena versus Rollins again after the Rumble. I don't want to see it anymore on Monday Night Raw. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. The only part of Monday Night Raw that I enjoyed was the Big Show promo. That was pretty good.
I was thinking that too. I'm thinking to myself, like, holy shit, Big Show just got a good promo. Like, I'm like, everybody kind of buries on Big Show, and I'm like, you know what? I like this. Fuck Rollins, give him the title match. Like, you know, like, Big Show's really proven himself. He's like, oh, you think I'm fucking done? Okay, you know, like, you know. He probably went to Triple H, give me the mic. Like, you know, give me the mic and I will make you proud. And that's probably how it went down. Now, how would you say, now as far as, I mean, I know you said as far as the talk show went, and which I saw, you know, the one with AK-47, but if you had to say, like, favorite person to work with on the mic, like as far as having, like, a one-on-one promo with, who would you say that you've enjoyed working with the most?
In KBW, that's gonna have to be a tie. I enjoyed working with Pitbull. I enjoyed that him and the Great Dane, which, you know, Pitbull did most of the talking. I enjoyed working with him, and I enjoyed trading back and forth with AK and Cage. You know, it's kind of a three-way tie. But man, Pitbull he's not very smart. His one eye looks this way, one eye looks straight. If you haven't noticed, you know, he's pretty quick-witted, and if you get in a war with him on Twitter, he'll say some stuff you can't really fire back from. So the man, he can work it pretty good on the mic. You know, I talk some trash about him sometimes, but he's a good dude, and he can go pretty good on the mic when he wants to. And Cage, you know, he's always good on the mic. AK-47, if he ever gets the stuttering problem out of the way, he'll be excellent on the mic. But
yeah, the most certainly. Maria puts, I started watching ESW at first. Then I found KBW. I follow KBW guys, and Cameron Jackson will always be on my who to follow list. So that's why I found UWE and CJE. Thanks, Big Time Mike. There should be a big time. WKE Wrestling puts there should be a big-time championship.
Oh, there will be.
Trust me. Definitely, yeah. I mean, whether it's now, this is how I feel. If I was a head booker in the KBW, whether you win the world title or not, I would if you win the world title, obviously rename it the Big Time Championship. But I feel like you could just walk around with any random title and call it the Big Time Championship. Like it would just.
I almost over Christmas I got a because I work too, so I've been saving money for something for my girlfriend, whatever. But I was like, damn, I need to go online and order a custom championship, just kind of like Ryder did the Internet Championship. I need to make a Big Time Championship, and I just need to go to the ring and say and cut a promo. If no one comes out to this ring, comes out to face me for the Big Time Championship, I will officially be the one, the only one in history, the Big Time World Champion. Count to 10, ring the bell. 1-0, Big Time World Champion. And I mean, I had the thought going in my head, but then I don't know what happened. Sometimes women can do weird things to your mind, and even with a big time brain like this, I didn't do it. But it will be done in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, well, if anyone can understand that, it's me. I mean, I definitely have had my my hands tied around certain women in the past, and I mean, I'm even close. And yeah, it's funny what they can do. They have mystical powers. They're like fucking Jedi, except they're Sith. That's the way I feel. But it's still like they're cool, and it's you can't live with them, you can't live without them.
Oh yeah.
Now let's see. Top three. Maria puts her top three in KBW, in my opinion. Big Time Mike, Pac-Man, and the Bama Kid. Now,
good choice.
Now, I got to almost kind of clear the air because me and Cameron started, like, when we were first watching KBW, we were noticing that Pac-Man all of a sudden in some of the later videos kind of, was cut off the show. And I'm kind of thinking, like, did AK and Cage have some kind of beef with Pac-Man at some time, or, like...
No, it wasn't that. Pac-Man had some stuff. Pac-Man's very involved in the person, not the character, but the person, Pac-Man. He's very involved in church activities. He doesn't play any sports. He does backyard wrestling with us, but he's very involved in church, and he was going on like a mission trip or doing something, and so actually we did the match. He got injured, and so he was out. He was done for that 6 months or however much period, and then he just faded off because he was out doing church work and everything. But no, they never really had a beef. Now, the only people they could have ever had like actual beef with would have to be me, because I like to run my mouth a lot, and if I don't think we should do something, I think it's stupid, and I'll let them know, and they don't like that. I just came into this. I mean, they've been doing this for 4 years, and I just came into this like 1 year. And 1 year I just came in and I did whatever. So
you lit it up, you lit it up.
And they don't like whenever authority. Not to say he's a douchebag or anything, but he likes to do things his way. And if I think it's stupid, I'm going to be a good enough friend to him to say, man, that's stupid. Don't put this guy in this match. Let this guy go over. I mean, that's just dumb. But they've never had any beef with anybody really.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can understand that, because I don't think there's really any beef with. Well, then again, in the UWE we have a couple, but the only beefs that really happened in the UWE involve someone that's still in the UWE and someone that's not in the UWE. So that's really how it goes. Some guy, it's whether I, tell them, okay, you can't come back here, or, one thing or the other. It's usually it turns out like right now nobody has beef with one another. But we even have breakout stars too. Like we've been doing this for years, and all of a sudden, this January comes in. Dirty the Chico steps up, and he fits in right with us. Like, he fits in the Big Five. We always call it the Big Five. Is myself, Cameron, Nick Somas, TJ Sakar, and Rick Rios. And DeChico's like, all right, fill me in. And he just gets in right in with us. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, this motherfucker.
I'm a big fan of the UWE. I'm not kissing your ass, but I am a big fan of UWE. I've watched every episode. I sat down one Saturday and I just watched every episode.
Thank you very much.
It entertains me. I mean, it's entertainment. I think. And I was going to ask you this question about KBW, what you thought it was missing, but I think KBW misses a lot of entertainment, and I can tell your guys take it a lot more serious. It seems like the whole roster is on the same page. Unfortunately for us, we have 5 or 6 that don't. They want to do their own thing. They want to play around. They don't want to take it serious, and I think that's our biggest flaw. Is some of us take it seriously and some of us don't, and I don't think we have enough entertainment in there. We have good wrestling, but then on the same page, some people aren't. I just don't think some people are as good as they're put out to be. And I'm not going to call any names out because some people probably think I suck. But, you know, we're going to look at the views here. If you put Big Time Mike in a match, how many views does that have? How many dislikes or likes does that have? If you put another person in a match and not Big Time Mike, you know, everybody's Big Time sucks, but when Big Time's on, everybody's watching. So, I mean, I just think not many people take it seriously, and that's one thing I admire about you guys is everybody seems to take it seriously. Even if they don't, they do a good job of showing that they do. And I really admire that about it. And you guys are so good at entertainment, especially like the side shows with Cameron and Lips, and it's just I think all of it's awesome. And I'm not being over exaggerating. I'm being dead serious. I think it's all awesome, and I hope you guys continue on.
I mean, like, I don't even mind the like, you know, like the whole kiss ass thing, because, you know, if I've been having some kind of small issues at home, like, you know, where I kind of get a little bit of like a little one too many slaps on the wrist, and it's kind of like, you know, when I hear the praise and when I hear the flatter, it's always good to hear, and it feels like I'm doing a good job with something. And it's funny because it looked like it was such a bad malfunction in the GPA with my college, and somehow in some way my parents were arguing with me about failing 2 classes last night, you know, over the past semester. I fixed the problems. I went from failing 2 classes to failing 0. It was all freaking technical difficulties, and it was just with the goddamn grade point and the emails and all that shit. But as far as, I know you asked something about making KBW a little bit better. This is the closest thing I have to a light bulb going over my head because they don't have a light bulb. Yeah. But, yeah, I got one idea, and I don't know what it is about this idea. I think it's a couple of theories that I have. I don't know why, but I just feel like it works. I'm trying to get to the check. No, there we go. There we go. All right, we're back. Now, oh, man, I just lost it. Jim Ross. When I think WWE, I don't think Michael Cole. I think Jim Ross is the voice. Oh, yeah. And I feel like if there is one thing that I would do to KBW is that I would have their #1 play-by-play guy be whatever, you know, whoever's name, and I'd have him be voiced by you. I feel like you would definitely be.
I've had that thought come to my head several times, but you know, we got Mike the Dr. Goodman and Justin Williamson, and you know Justin's not around. Yeah. But you know, I had and this is probably gonna go. I haven't told KJ this, but my play-by-play voice was Ivan Wildfly. It's Ivan Wildfly, everybody. I-V-E-I-N. The I is silent, unlike me. I'm your play-by-play man. I am the greatest commentator to ever enter KBW, and I'm so excited to be here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, take it over to you, Mike. And, you know, that was going to be my little spiel.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and plus, I mean, I just feel like you got that a little bit of Jim Ross in you. Like I just saw, like you know, I could definitely hear like a slobber knocker or something like that. Because when I look at like even my career, it's just kind of like I always, and it's hard me trying to be like Jim Ross because I'm a New Yorker, so I sound like, you know, it's me saying slobber knocker. It's like, you know, it doesn't make any sense. Like this New Yorker, you know, it sounds like Taz. You know, these raw guys. You know, these raw guys. You know, you go Brooklyn. So. Let's see. Jay Joker puts the charges against Kevin Nash just got dropped, so he may be able to get on Raw now or join the Royal Rumble again. Big Show cut a great promo, but Roman did pretty good considering his past promos. And the Izod Center may be closing down, which means SummerSlam, we don't know. The KBW Arena was the final. Which KBW Arena was the final? Oh, good question from WKE Wrestling. Which KBW Arena was the final season at?
The original arena.
The original arena. Because I noticed you guys had a lot of different places now.
Well, I say the original arena. The one that it's the if you remember any of Cage's house brawls, well, no, let me back up. The last few videos that Cage put on before they started the whole BYW cross branding, that's the arena that we were going to be working on, and that was quote unquote the original arena. The very first arena that we had tried to go to, it didn't work out, so we had to move to that one. And the one we had the season before, our makeshift ring got destroyed after we kind of jumped off the YouTube for however many months. So. We had to deal with the ring with the big mesh thing around it, which I pissed me off because I don't like that. I just want to rip it apart. It just blocks so much view. But yeah, it's gonna be the one. Yeah, the mesh. I'm not.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, that's like our steel cage. I'm like, no.
Cage my ass. It doesn't even hurt.
Exactly. Like, come on, guys. Like, steel cage my ass.
Bit of advice, guys. If your ring has the steel cage around it, take it off, please. Rip it apart, spear somebody through it, get it off, because it's kind of like Cameron said. It's kind of like me watching it and seeing the cat go under the ring. It's kind of like one of those things. I don't want to see it.
Absolutely, I agree 110%. I remember a couple of arenas. Now, one was the arena with the Royal Rumble, which was the one, I believe, where Cage jumped off the top of the house, and I think he was the last entry in the Rumble as well. Yeah. And I also remember the one with Team KBW versus the Renegades. So those were really the two main arenas that I do remember. And then there was a third one that I lost track of who was actually. Well, no, I do remember one. There was, I think, a Money in the Bank was there. A lot of ladder matches were there. I noticed that. Yeah. KBW Season 4, AK and Cage had a leather strap match, and I think a Money in the Bank was taken there as well. And it's just like, it's amazing how, like, there's different. I feel like it's the only BYW place that has, like, a different arena for, like, each season. I think that's, like, one of the coolest things.
And, I mean, I really like the way you guys do yours, the way you guys decorate for it and have a live crowd and pan and show the whole thing. There's a lot of little things that go into making a good show. And I mean, I even told Cage one time, I said, look, man, why don't we decorate this place up, put some chairs up, invite people over. I mean, there was always people there, but they just never said anything. Like, man, if we can tune it up just a little bit, we have good stuff, but little things are what's going to make us big, because, I mean, people watch, like he said before, people watch Monday Night Raw every Monday night, and they span the whole arena. They have the big Titantron and the fireworks. Man, if we can just spruce it up just a little bit and not have the big bag of cans sitting on the side, and that's the only scenery we have, I mean, it makes it that much better. But I mean, it was his deal. He could do whatever he wanted to. He was more worried about other things, but that's not a knock on him. That's just how I felt about it. But I mean, it's just little things that make up stuff like that. And if it was my show, I would have one arena decorated up, like a Royal Rumble, maybe switch arenas, or if I had someone else's house to go to and decorate it up. But I would just stick with one and just make it as best as you could.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, actually, let's do some quick questions real quick, and then we're going to get into a little bit of a surprise. First question is, actually, this is actually a pretty funny question. Because I don't know if it was on Backyard Politics. I think it was actually a Backyard Wrestling Fix or something like that. I was joined with Cam, and I had Cage and AK on, and I asked this question before. Oh, no, I wasn't on the show. I was actually just a fan commenting on it.
I think I know this question.
Yeah, you know what's coming. And I want to see if your opinion is the same opinion as the rest. Because I asked 2 KBW superstars this question. So I need to ask the third. And that is, who in KBW is the one superstar that raids the fridge? Who's the one?
Now I know what Cage and AK said, but I know whenever you ask the question, or at least I think I know everybody at home had one person in mind.
Yes. Yes.
But believe it or not, I eat more than the bulldozer eats. The bulldozer does not eat as much, as big as he is, but the Beast is the one that raids the fridge every time. The man eats. I'm telling you, he does not stop. He eats as much as I talk. It's ridiculous.
That is awesome. The Beast, man. I mean, because I was thinking, and you were right. You hit the X on the head. Because when they asked that question, when I asked that question, and they finally got to it, I'm like, oh my God, I know it's got to be the bulldozer. It's got to. And when they said it on 3, I'm like, they're gonna say bulldozer, and they said the Beast. I just started dying laughing. I'm like, oh my God. And you know what though? I got to give the Beast a lot of credit, because I feel like the Renegades wouldn't have been as special without the Beast. I mean, having him in the equation as the powerhouse definitely says a lot about the faction. I mean, of course, you got the tag team of Mick the Brick and T-Rex in there, and those two, they were kind of like the Goonies, but they were still a good tag team to put in there. And then you have AK lead it, and it was a very good faction. Now, I don't know if the board would, match up. I mean, we had our, ups and downs. As you can see, if you saw Hell's Vacancy, it looks like I got to deal with Rick Rios and Nick Somas because they turned their backs on me. So we got to figure out all that when me and TJ Sakara are going to do. But, yeah, I definitely was a big fan of that. Now, I got to ask, because this is another one I say a lot, too. I know, now you're from Mobile, Alabama. So...
Well, technically I'm from Daphne, Alabama, but
okay.
it's around Mobile. So yeah, technically I'm from Mobile, Alabama. But but I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
it's fine.
Before you get to that is, I mean, where I live now is like almost an hour away. Is pretty much like an hour and 10 minutes away from where we wrestle. So I'm not just going down the road to go wrestle. I'm driving like over an hour. I'm getting up at like 6 o'clock on Saturday morning after I've been working till like midnight, and I'm getting my stuff, and I usually work out before I go to bed, and I get up and I drive all the way over there, and I'm the first one there. I'm always the first one there. I'm always there before Cage. I always sit there, and I just like to sit there and think about what we're going to do. I usually end up waiting there for about 2 hours, and everybody gets up because they're late sleepers over there. They get up and we come and do our thing, but I take pride on being the first one there, and I do think it's kind of. It's a long way for me to drive, but I love doing it. If I had to drive all the way to friggin' like Atlanta to wrestle, for that KBW, I'd do it because I'm committed to it. When I get committed to something, I love to do it. I mean, it's something I look forward to when we do it, and it kind of upsets me when we can't do it. So I try and do more of these like podcasts or talk shows or whatever. But there's only so many promos you can cut before people are like, look, we're good. You like your promos, but it's time for you to get in the ring and do something. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's not in my hands. I can't just drive over and say, "Hey guys, you want to wrestle?" Because I don't run the deal. So,
yeah.
For those of you who are watching, I know Everett's got to ask his question, but I want you guys to comment and ask questions. I know it's bedtime. I know it's a school night for some of you guys, but please ask questions because I want to know what you guys have to ask. Anything goes. Nothing's off limits. I just want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, I'm probably going to see what we can do. I mean, see if we can get this. I mean, 10:43. I mean, we'll see if we can get this to 11 o'clock maybe, see what we can do. But I like the first arena. Yep. Definitely guys comment away. But if there's now, when I think Alabama, I think two things. I think Roll Tide, the college football, which that's got to be a monster over there. That's really got to be everything they say it is. Like, that is just, and I feel like, Alabama should just, they should not have a team in the NFL. I feel like there's no point because it's just college infested. Like, they had the best, like, we picked up, I'm a Packer fan, so we picked up Eddie Lacy and Clinton Dix. Yeah. And it's just, you pick up anybody, I don't care if it's a fucking kicker. If he's from Alabama, you're going to do good. Like, it's just, I don't care if you pick up a goddamn kicker. And my dad was like, I asked my dad, I'm like, have they ever picked a kicker in the first round in the NFL? He's like, I don't think so. Oh, wait, no, I think the Raiders picked up a punter one time in the first round. I'm like, oh, my God, leave it to them. So now I got to ask the other thing I think of Alabama besides the football team, Bob Holly. And, when I think Hardcore Holly, I think when you're wrestling, he hits you. So who in KBW is the one that just doesn't know how to pull the fist? Who's the one that's just, doesn't know how to pull the punch?
There's a couple guys that come to mind, but the main one that comes to mind to me is friggin' Pitbull. I can't tell you how many black eyes I've had from that dude punching me in my face, and I stick it back. But the thing about him is he just gets mad and just he'll take you down and start elbowing you, and I'm just like, look, man. I mean, he doesn't hold anything back, which, I mean, I guess it's a strong. I guess it's called strong style or something. And there's only so much I can take before I'm just like, look, if you don't stop, I'm gonna kick you as hard as I can, freaking roll you up and just end this.
Yep. For UWE, believe it or not, would you like to guess? I mean, who's the one that kind of hits the hardest?
I was gonna say either like Dirty Dave or Dirty DeChico, because they seem like they don't pull at all, is what it seems like.
They don't pull, man. One of those is correct, and that is Dirty DeChico. I actually had a little bit of time wrestling with Dave. The only time I really got in the ring with him was the Survivalist Coliseum, and I was eliminated by the Bootweiser. So I was glad to get hit by one of those bad boys before, unfortunately had to, put it on the shelf. But DeChico sometimes has a little bit of trouble pulling the punch. Thunderstruck, there's one shot in the early of the match, and just bam, and I go down, and he goes for the cover, and he's like, "So sorry, bro." I'm like, "Oh, it's cool. Like, take me to the outside." It was just so funny. If there's anybody else, believe it or not, that doesn't know how to pull the punch, believe it or not, you would think Rick Rios, right? Because Rick Rios is known for the punch. Rick Rios is the best with pulling the punch. That's the funniest thing. He is so good with pulling the punch. Not that good on pulling the kick, but he's good on pulling the punch. When he hits the enziguri, I'm like, oh no. Because you know that freaking Mysterio middle kick where he kicks you in the gut and then he kicks you in the face? Rick did that to me one time, bloody nose, and I'm just like, and I'm a little fucking girl because I'm like showing it off, and I'm just like, trying to get it in the camera, like, oh, look at my blood, like all that shit. But Cameron, believe it or not, is the one that actually stiffs the hardest as far as not the hardest. He's the one that stiffs the most as far as like taking shots. But of course, me and Cam, it's like Triple H and Shawn Michaels. We both, you don't hit anybody harder than your best friend because, you just chemistry. It works, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, if there is anybody that you would book in the, if there's anybody that you would, actually, I got a good question. If you come over to the UWE, because I've asked a couple of people this too. If you came for a thing with the WWE, who would you want to work with? If you could name 3 people that you could work with, who would they be?
In the UWE?
Correct.
In the UWE or WWE?
In the UWE, Underground Wrestling Entertainment.
First off, Cam has said it on Twitter. I want to work with Cameron Jackson because I just think that would be amazing. Believe it or not, the second person I want to work with, and I know this is crazy, I want to work a program with Lips and just see how that turns out. I just want to see how that turns out because Big Time Mike, believe it or not, is a homophobe, and I'm not saying that Lips is a homosexual by any means. He's all confused, but he reminds me of the devil off of the Powerpuff Girls, is what he reminds me of.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of guys like I'd love to work with you, Everett Creed, as your evil statistical. It's just your character I know it'd be heel against heel, but I mean, man, your character it's just crazy how you can your promos blow my mind. I mean, they're awesome.
My favorite one that I've done, obviously everybody thinks the contract signing because, I got the slap in the face and then it just, boom, everything was off. All bets were off. But one I actually enjoyed a lot was the one with DeChico because I had the idea of, okay, I'm going to say my line. He's going to, do the fake out. I'm going to flinch, oh, no, I didn't do that. Sucker punch, blocks it, hits the stunner. And I'm like, something simple like that. And I'm like, it got the crowd going. And I'm like, that's awesome. All the spectators are going nuts. But I definitely, that would be awesome. I mean, if I was booking it, if I had to see, obviously you and Cam would tear the house down. That would be amazing. You as a heel, I would love to see you versus DeChico. That's like one of those dream matches. It's just like, holy shit, like that would be kind of cool. You and Litz would definitely be interesting. I could see, I don't know why, I could see you working with Insanity too in some way or somehow. All those kind of
if I work with Insanity, we're doing a thumbtack spot. If I work with Insanity,
oh shit, that'd be crazy. Insanity would be down with it too. That's the best part. We got some comments here. All right. Let's see. Big time. This is from Maria Excellence. Big time. What do you expect to be? What do you expect to be able to accomplish for the next season of KBW?
Well, obviously, for the next season of KBW, I expect a big-time World Championship reign. I expect some big-time ass to be whooped, and I expect to break ankles, wait for it, and talk trash while I do it. If that answers your question, if it doesn't, send it right back, and I'll send you some more back, Maria.
Definitely. Well said. Let's see what we got here. Marie Excellence puts on Miss Hardcore Holly. Let's see now. How do you like me now? It's funny because I'm 10 times better at pulling kicks than I am punches. That was from Yard Center. I mean, for me, I mean, my older offense, I should say, involved a lot more kicks. But I feel like everybody's getting on that kick vibe, so I'm kind of like, let's just try something new.
Yeah.
But now this is the time where it gets interesting. Let's see, 10:51. All right. I'm gonna say now. I know Cam's going to kill me for this one. If you could do a backyard wrestling Money in the Bank ladder match, Cam's going to kill me. He's going to kill me when he hears this. If you could do a backyard wrestling Money in the Bank ladder match and there's 5 other guys, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me, man. He's gonna fucking get a train all the way out here, and he's just going to be coming with a fucking axe. Watch, he's going to be behind the door.
Yeah.
So, if you could do a Money in the Bank with 5 other guys, who would be the 5 men that you would have in that Money in the Bank?
Well, first and foremost, I gotta have Cage in there. He says he's Mr. Better Than You, but I've said it since day one. Mr. Not Better Than Me, Cage. I'm gonna have him in there. The second person I'm gonna have in there is Corey Graves, because I think the guy is he's great. Great worker. I think he's a great worker. The third guy I'm going to have in there is obviously Jason Walker, because Jason is just a freaking prick. And sometimes I just want to wring his skinny little neck, but other times I'm like, dude, you're brilliant, man. I mean, he's probably got one of the best entrances I've seen. I guess when he faced Drew Hood, he came out like a box with like smoke coming out. I was like,
oh, that was
I think of that. I was like,
No Resurrection 3. I think that was when he fought Payne and Graves. Yeah, that was sick. He came out as Darth Nihilus from Star Wars. That was badass. That was awesome. So we got, let's see, we got Graves, Cage, and Walker. All right.
Yeah. Then I'd like to have the brother man with the master plan, Cameron Jackson. Obviously, can't do anything without having the Fro Man in there. He is the only guy that I know that got all 3 of my fucking questions right on Big Time Trivia. I didn't think he was going to get it, but he did. He got all 3 of my questions right. And last but not least, I have to add this guy on here because I've seen him work in the ring. He's great. I've seen him on the mic. He's awesome. He's egotistical. He's calculating. I have to add you, Everett Creed, in there because, it'd be an all-star, man. It'd be sold out. See, right there, we booked that. We put that on Twitter right now. We've sold out MSG right there. It's over. We've outsold the Royal Rumble right there. It's just over.
That's it. That's it. That right there, you get enough people, that sells out the Garden. That really, I'd call out the Garden. I'd say, you know what, I got something for your ass, and you know what, if WWE doesn't want to put events here anymore, we'll sure as hell do it. So.
And I gotta have Paulie Dangerously comment, and I gotta have jumping the white meat babyface. In the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, the white meat babyface from Oklahoma, jumping Jim Ross out there. I gotta have him.
Jim Ross.
Jumping Jim Ross.
Jim Ross and Paulie Dangerously. What a great commentary team that is. And you know what? Wow, what a ladder match. That's probably one of the best ones I've heard. You got Cage, who is the franchise of backyard wrestling. You got Big Time Mike, the best trash talker there is. And then when you think that, oh wait, Cameron Jackson's in there too.
So you're gonna have a shit ton of you're gonna have a lot of catchphrases in that match.
Oh yeah. And then you got Corey Graves, who is just synonymous with, and another thing I noticed about Corey Graves, I know a lot of people when they think HBTW and they think APW, they think Walker, but Graves is definitely one of the most talented people that I've seen in backyard wrestling, and I can't help but be impressed with Graves. Then you got the egotistical, maniacal Jason Walker, and you're thinking that's as healing as it gets, and then you got me in the mix, and it's just like, wow, that's a ladder match and a half. That's now, since I'm stealing all of Cameron's ideas, who would be the guy you'd push off the ladder to get the briefcase?
This is
I'm stealing all of his ideas, man. He's gonna kill me.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I'm gonna make this original because everybody's pushing everybody off the ladder. But I don't know if you. I think it was. I don't know who Edge faced, but Edge was facing somebody in a ladder match. I don't remember who his opponent was, but they pushed him down in between the rungs, and he was trapped in between the rungs of the ladder. I don't know who, but
trapped in between the rungs of the ladder.
Yeah,
Jeff pulled Edge.
Yeah, that was the night CM Punk cashed in the Money in the Bank or whatever. But
thank God he did.
Yeah, thank God he did.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't push him off the ladder. I would when he was climbing up the ladder, I would lock him in the BTA, and he'd be tapping, pull his ass in between the rungs, climb up the ladder, step on his face, look at him. It's big time, baby. Pull the contract down. It's over. Mr. Big Time Money in the Bank right there.
Yeah, most definitely. Who would be the one you do it to? Like, who would be the one that...
Now, a lot of people are going to say you're going to cash it on Cage. No doubt.
Well, not even cash in. I'm saying in the ladder match, who are you going to pull down, put him in the submission, have him tap, and then...
That's Cage, definitely. It's Cage.
Oh, Cage, okay. I was going to say, because Walker, Walker's just going to... Like, he's so skinny, he'll go right through the ladder, throw you off, and climb the ladder and grab it. So
I'm gonna put Cameron through the announce table. So I'm gonna jump off the top rope and drop an elbow on him through the announce table. So he'll be done. I won't have to worry about.
You don't even have to worry about that. Cam will put himself through the goddamn table. He's gonna do that Mick Foley shit. That's really what he's gonna do. He's gonna put Corey Graves on the table. He's going to go up top, drive the elbow, and he's going to hit right against the edge of the table and fuck himself up. Vintage Cameron Jackson. Now, like I said, who would be the champion and who's getting cashed in on?
To be honest with you, I think I would cash in on Nick Somas.
My God. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That would be a great cash-in, too. I could see it. Nick Somas comes out. I could see who's not in that match. Anybody, really. Nick Somas just beat AK-47 or TJ Sakara or whatever. You're thinking the night's over. All of a sudden, fucking lights go out, Litz appears, knocks him out, puts him in the little death. Somas is out cold. You think it fades to black? Nope. Here comes Big Time, with that fucking briefcase. My God. And yet WWE thinks they have such a good writing team. They're so good. Yeah. My God. Come on, guys. Like, they tried doing it with Mark Henry and it didn't work. Let's see. Now, Cam is going to kick Creed where the sun doesn't shine. Well, that's it's probably true. So, oh boy, you know what? Since Maria said that, that is your undoing. I'm going to play another game. I don't know what it's called, but it's a Backyard Wrestling Fix exclusive until now. I'm going to mention one wrestler, and you come up with the first word that comes to mind. Right. We're just stealing all of his ideas, man. And he's not commenting, so I'm just going to be like, dude. I think this is a very original episode. I'm going to message him and be like, dude. I came out with all these original segments on my show, dude. You gotta check it out. Like, I've never thought of this before. Like, and it's just like, all right. So let's get some names and let me see who I can get. The first, obviously, we're gonna say myself, Ever Creed.
Ever Creed, talented.
Thank you very much. The Bad Reed.
The Bad Reed. Oh, well, I had a word, but I can't say that word, so I'm not gonna use that word.
No comment.
Female. I'm going to go with female.
Female. A good friend of Bad Reed's, Cody Rex.
Cody Rex. Child.
All right. Let's see here. Chris Payne.
Chris Payne. Okay.
Let's see who we got in the money. TJ Sakara.
TJ Sakara. Crazy.
Let's see here. AK-47.
AK-47. Ego. An ego. That's all I got. Ego.
Bulldozer.
Feed me more.
God damn. Dream match. Bulldozer versus Ryback. Make it happen, guys. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think the Bulldozer would win. I really do. I think he'd get it. Let's see now. Cameron Jackson.
Cameron Jackson, Afro. No, I'm just no promo. That's all. I mean, I just think promo. I mean, it's just if I taught a promo class and I was like, look, guys, you want to know how to cut a promo? I take out my videotape, pop it in the video player. Cameron Jackson, any Cameron Jackson ever Creed promo. I mean, any of my promos are those three. That's what teach anybody to do a promo. It's those three, just promo 101 right there.
Yeah, right. My Cody Rex puts good friend. I hate Myron. I that's why I did the whole little thing there. A little sarcasm there. So anyway, let's see. I had a few more. That's right. Jason Walker.
Jason Walker, intelligent.
Intelligent. Daisy.
Dead.
Dead. He actually is. As Jerry Lawler would say, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. Oh, man.
Daisy had a family.
He had a family, King. He had a family. Oh, man.
Somebody stop the match. Stop the match.
Stop the damn match. Corey Graves.
Corey Graves, sauce.
Sauce. What else? Anonymous.
Anonymous. I will say this, bitch.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Lips.
Lips. Confused.
Confused. I'll take that one. Yourself, Big Time Mike.
I'm not good with the one-worders when it comes to me. I just have these long
term, right?
Well, if I could say entertainment, I'd just say entertainment.
All right. Last but not least, the Beast.
The Beast. I should have switched. I'm going to take back Bulldozer's answer, and I'm going to say feed me more. Feed me more. That's all I got to say.
Feed me more. One word. Feed me more. Guys, hashtag one word. Feed me more. There you go. That's the one for this week. Now, if you think the time has come to say goodnight, we got one more thing to go. I'm going to steal another Backyard Wrestling Fix tradition, the promo, the one that everybody is waiting to see. Now, I got to get a quick drink of iced tea really quick. I will literally be 2 seconds. I'll be right back. The kitchen's literally down the hall. I just got to get myself some lemonade, and then we're going to do a little bit of a Creed versus Big Time Mike to wrap this up. I'll be right back. Oh, 1 second. Oh, shit. Just pulled the Kevin Nash and tore my quad.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, let me remind you that this Sunday, live, right here from Mobile, Alabama, you will have the most controversial talk show in the world today. You will have Jason Walker. You got Jack Andrews. You got Cameron Jackson. You got the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter the ring. You got Big Time Mike. The trash talking,
I don't know.
Breakin, greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to check it out. We step on toes, break ankles, and talk trash while we do it. Shameless plug I had to throw in there.
You did a plug? All right, cool, man.
I had to put a backyard politics plug in there.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode. That is a lot to hashtag. Hashtag one word, feed me more. All right, time's come. Now, let's see. Now I'm thinking this is going to be a match. You know what? I feel like this is something that could actually work at WrestleMania. So we're going to do the Road to WrestleMania, Creed versus Ever Creed versus Big Time Mike. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go with I'm going to, start it off a little bit first, slow, warm it up, and then once you take it, it's just going to bring the son of a bitch home. So with that said, let's start this thing. All right. Yeah, I guess we're in the ring. Okay, promo starts now. All I've heard for the past year is how people are complaining about an authority. And you know what an authority is? Do any of you fans know? All of you self-serving, maniacal hypocrites, do you know what that means? I am simply the man that is the captain of the ship. And if there is no captain to a ship will sink. And that is why I signed on the dotted line, and that is why I am the Chief Executive Officer of the UWE. So now, this Sunday at WrestleMania, once again I make history and I fulfill my name in the books as one of the greatest leaders of a wrestling organization. I am up there with Crockett. I am up there with Turner. Hell, I may even be up there with McMahon. And I'm going to be doing it simply by defeating you, Michael. I'm going to be defeating the big-time player. You know how I'm going to do it? I've kind of lost the ideas. I've just been wrapping it all in my head. I've been thinking, am I going to make you tap out to the Genesis device? Am I going to have to drive my knee all the way into your back to where I may cripple you? Or is it just going to be the fact that I simply put you out for Nightshade? One way or another, your little rebellion ends this Sunday at WrestleMania. The showcase of the Immortals now becomes the showcase of the Supremacy. And now, only now, you realize that this is your moment in history, and you're going to be doing it with me. Let's be fair. I'm not making history with you. You are making history with me because I am simply the God with the gavel's call. And come Nightshade, when it's all said and done, Big Time will know that the Supremacy is now.
This Sunday, March 29, 2016, Houston, Texas, the Astrodome, ladies and gentlemen. You got Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. Creed, I don't know if you can listen too well. You got those big ears, son. Why don't you open them up a little bit? Let me tell you something. This Sunday, you got Creed versus Big Time. You got the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena versus the biggest crybaby to ever walk God's green earth. Let me tell you something, Creed. I am the best. I've always been the best. This Sunday, when you step in my ring, you step in the ring with some of the greats like Macho Man Randy Savage, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the Game Triple H, the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. WrestleMania Shawn Michaels. But this Sunday, there will only be one main event, one star, and one man to take it home to Team Big Time. That is me, the trash talking, ankle breaking, greatest man to ever walk that horizon. And you look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. Don't roll your eyes at me. I'm your daddy, and your daddy's telling you that this Sunday, when you walk into Houston, Texas, you better make sure you put your tampon in because we ain't going on no breaks. We're going 60 minutes, 2 out of 3 falls, Iron Man match. And I tell you what, son, you step in the damn ring with me, you're going to see that I'm the man. I've never played second fiddle to anybody, and I promise you something, boy. You're going to realize what everybody else eventually realizes, that it doesn't matter who I face, what show I am, or what title's on the line. This Sunday, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is coming home to Team Big Time, and you're going to realize what everybody else eventually realizes, that it's always, wait for it, Big Time, baby! Now hit my damn music.
Wow. Well, there you got it, guys. There you go. 1 in a million right there. Everett Creed and Big Time Mike. Man, that would be a dream match. That really would. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. Let's see. Oh, boy. This is, oh, here we go. This is going to be interesting. Cam got back to us. Let's see. This is a lot to hashtag. Have to go. Sorry. Good night, everyone. Cam will shit himself after watching this edition of CredeCast. Cam will not shit himself. Cam is better than the two. So, Cam, you behind Everett's door to kill him? And he says no. Well, there you go. That is perhaps one of the best promos we've had. And now I got to tweet Cam that I stole all of his ideas. I really am. I'm going to be like, dude, I came up with the most original. Well, he's actually on YouTube, so he's watching this now. But, Big Time, I got to thank you, man. I got to thank you for being a guest on the show, especially if we didn't even have this planned. And, you know, I saw you retweeted the CredeCast tweets. I really appreciate you being here, and I'd definitely love to have you on here again.
Hey, man, anytime. I appreciate it, man. Anything I can do to help with the cause, I love it. It doesn't matter what it is. And you're welcome anytime on the Big Time Talk Show. If you want to, if you have the time, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm free anytime, man. It's cool with me. Whatever's cool with you is cool with me. I'm good.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate it, and I might take you up on that offer. Actually, I will. Anytime I'm free, got to figure out everything. I got to figure out all that. Now, last minute, guys. I mean, before we go off, just want to let you guys know, January 25th, we hope to be recording for UW Lockdown and hopefully so for Broken Glory. Also, if you know, it's the same night as the Rumble, so we're going to have some fun. But nonetheless, this has been an awesome edition of the CredeCast. I want to say thank you to Big Time Mike once again. Any last thoughts?
Hey, just remember, ladies and gentlemen, that it doesn't matter what day it is, who I'm facing or who I'm talking to or what show I'm on. It's always, and make sure you're checking your watches on this, Big Time, baby!
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
And when it's all said and done, you all know that the Supremacy is now before you. Thank you for coming to the CredeCast. We will see you next time. Goodbye.